Thank you very much. And boy, there's a lot in life that I feel ill-equipped to do, and this right now seems about at the top of the list. To try and somehow, in some small way, clean up to the formidable lineup that has been before you today, paying tribute to one of the absolute best. I'll keep it very brief because I know I'm about the only thing that stands between the rest of the cold beer that's out there, although I don't see there's been much impediment to date. When, like everybody, I've had a lot of thoughts and memories, but the image that kept running back in my mind, especially for those of you a little older in the crowd, will remember the old Looney Tunes cartoon of the sheepdog and the wolf that punched in every day. Morning Ralph, morning Sam. And for 17 years, and he looked a hell of a lot like Sam too, didn't he? For 17 years, when I walked into the Silverdome or Allen Park, I got to say morning Sam, and he got to say morning Ralph, and we got to go off. And Tuesday morning I woke up and I walked into Allen Park, and there was nobody to say good morning Sam to, and I didn't feel a hell of a lot like chasing sheep that day. 17 years I had a guy grabbing me by the throat and hitting me over the head every time I deserved it, sometimes when we didn't. But it was a true relationship that was one of respect, was one of, on my part, admiration. The feeling that I kept coming away with is that if each one of us, if I could be as good at my job, if each one of us could be as good at our jobs as Tom was at his, this would be a much better world, and I can guarantee you we probably wouldn't have been 0-16 at some point. When we got to thinking as an organization about what the right thing to do to commemorate what Tom meant to the Detroit Lions, and he was not, as we all know, a member of our organization, but he enriched the Detroit Lions because he was a unique connection between our organization and our fans. And so there were kind of three things that I thought of that embodied Tom, and you guys have heard about it today. But from our vantage point, number one was his connection with the fans, as I just mentioned. Number two was what he meant to people inside our building. And the things that, again, have been touched on today, the things that you didn't read about, the things you didn't hear about, the things that were really Tom, the person, more than Tom, the character. And then the third thing was the fact that we were his home away from home. And sometimes, as Diane can, I'm sure, attest, his home not so far away from home, his real home. So I'd like to tell you the three things that we're going to do to try and in some small way commemorate those three characteristics. And I'll start with the last thing, his home away from home. From here on out, the press lounge in Allen Park will be known as the Tom Kowalski press lounge. The second thing, and this kind of combines another component with Tom the character, but the connection to the fans. What we thought we'd do at the first home game against Kansas City is give the fans an opportunity to contribute. So we're going to donate a portion of the proceeds from that day's concession sales, because what better way than the food and drink to commemorate Tom's contribution. So for every burger, every Bud Light, every hot dog bought against Kansas City, we'll donate a portion of that to the two charities that have been listed as Tom's favorite contribution. And then finally, I think most important to me, and probably most important to our organization, is something that's better than the name on a room, or better than a contribution to charity. is that way that Tom touched people in a way that didn't get a whole lot of publicity or a whole lot of attention. I think Michael O'Hara wrote about it in his tribute to Tom, telling a story about how Tom would very quietly and without any fanfare, near the end of the summer as our PR internships were winding up, he would take somebody out to lunch, or take the group of them out to lunch. Maybe more importantly, and many of you know this, he would hit up the media room for some contributions, and he would kind of slide some money into the pockets of the hungry communication and journalism students who were heading back to college in the fall. So what we decided to do is start a scholarship in Tom's name. And we will take one lucky, or unlucky as the case may be, intern who will have to bear the burden of the Tom Killer Kowalski Scholarship. We'll take that intern at the end of the summer and send him or her back to journalism school with a little extra money in their pocket to make sure that they have an opportunity to try and become the next sheepdog to keep us all in line and keep bashing us over the head. So thank you again, and the Killer, thank you. And while I won't get to say more than Ralph anymore, you get to say good night, God bless, and thank you.